So as you can see, I've moved back out of the studio again because the lighting is still not great in there. I still need to do something to solve the lighting problem. I looked at last week's video and it looked like it had waves moving down, which is the LED lighting in there at the moment. So yes, it's another Sunday morning. It's yours truly. I'm sitting here. It actually looks like a glorious day, which is good because we're off to Hampton Court. Paula Penguin is doing the tutors at school at the moment, so we thought we'd go and have a day trip out to Hampton Court Palace so that she can actually see what they used to live in, so the palace itself. So we're going to go and see the Great Hall. We're probably going to get her lost in the maze and have great fun. But this is not about me going and socialising at Hampton Court. It's about my thoughts on the music industry and keyboard playing in general. So this week I got 2 new additions to my cartridge collection. They be the additions. There you go. I can't pronounce this. Shofuku, I think it is, part 1 and part 2. Now I always remember, this is going back many years, actually seeing a friend of mine who had a DX7 at the time, and bearing in mind, you know, back in the 80s, DX7s were incredibly expensive. I mean, they're not too cheap now. I mean, the price is starting to go up on a DX7 and it's become rarer, but back in the day he had a DX7 and he had one of these. I can't remember which one it was, but one of these, and the sounds were really good. So I'm quite looking forward to plugging these in. Now these are so new that they actually only arrived yesterday afternoon. They haven't actually been near the DX7 yet. They were only taken out, effectively they're only taken out of the box this morning. So I'm quite looking forward. That's probably this evening's chill out activity in the studio to see what these sound like. I am so jealous, I have to be honest, that I've seen some postings on the internet about people who are actually getting shipping dates for their system mates. We are, in the UK, are at least three and a half weeks away from shipping. Which is sort of a little bit annoying, but it seems that the US, you people over there are getting yours first. So I look forward to seeing what people start to say when they actually start to unbox the keyboard itself. What's even more frustrating in the UK is, I mean, I've scoured all the decent music shops in the south of England, and not one of them yet has a System 8 on a demo rack. So you know, it's not a case of you know, you can't go and see it. You know, you can't. It's not shipping. It's actually you can't go and see it in situ yet. There are a couple of System 8s that are doing the rounds, going around the shops, and they're doing demos to individuals. But there's nothing in the shops at the moment that allows you to actually go and demo or play it and see what it has to do. So we all have to sit and wait. I'm quite surprised that the local toy shop, which is Anderson's in Guildford, plug, hasn't got one in yet. But you know, they will get one in, I suspect, before too long, and then we'll be able to go and play it. And then in 3.5 weeks' time, I get my own copy of the System 8. Quite looking forward to that. As I said, I'm going to keep this pretty short today, so nothing else much really to sort of bring up for today's rant. Apart from the fact I'm going to Jean-Michel Jarre this week, which I'm really looking forward to. Another keyboard legend in my own head. Really looking forward to seeing him live. I mean, last time I saw him live has to be 20 years ago. Maybe a little bit shorter than that, but you know, it's in that sort of ilk. So really looking forward to see what he he's going to come up with. I've listened to his latest album. Actually, I was listening to it before I made this. So I'm quite looking forward to the whole sort of Jean-Michel Jarre thing. The other thing that happened this week was I confirmed up my Simply Red tickets again. I'm really looking forward to that. Another iconic band. The new stuff's good, that old stuff's really good, so I'm really looking forward to that and making a complete weekend of that one. And then the other one that popped up on the system this week was Anderson, Rabin and Wakeman. So of course it sort of depends on your age whether you know who Rick Wakeman is, but Rick Wakeman was the keyboard player from a group called Yes. He also did such brilliant things as A Journey to the Centre of the Earth and The Six Wives of Henry VIII. Now, if you've never listened to Journey to the Centre of the Earth and Six Wives of Henry VIII, I suggest you go on Spotify. I'm sure it is on Spotify, and you listen to it, because it was a progressive rock, prog rock, couple of albums. He made quite a few albums actually, but they're the ones that really stick out in my head, and they're brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. And he does Journey to the Centre of the Earth live, and I've seen it many years ago. I haven't seen it for quite a while. And that's fantastic. I mean, you see the guy playing keyboards and you just think, you know, take your hat off, really take your hat off to the guy. So yeah, so I'm going to see them. They're playing Yes. So again, another sort of prog rock, so right in my era really. Quite looking forward to that. Unfortunately, that's 6 months away. The one thing I will say is, and I didn't realise this until I saw something only a couple of weeks back actually, through the Kronos website, I think it was. Rick Wakeman has pretty much moved lock, stock and barrel onto the Kronos platform. He actually has 2 of them in his rig. He has a full 88 key keyboard and he has a 61 key keyboard in his rig. So, you know, you're just looking at the, if you're going out on stage looking at what people are playing, it seems to be the sort of, if you're not playing a Nord, you're playing a Jupiter. If you're not playing a Jupiter, you're playing a Kronos. I mean, that seems to be the platforms at the moment for definitely working and gigging. I'm quite lucky because I have 2 of the 3 of those. Anyway, as I said, I'm not going to keep this too long today because we are going out and the day is ticking past. So I will see you next week. Bye bye.